Ding, your elevator is here. This is our quick review of Up or Down. Before we continue, we'd like to thank Capstone Games for giving us a copy of this so that we could do a quick review.
If you'd like to find out more information or buy a copy of the game, check out the links in the description below.
Up or Down is a quick, easy-to-play set collection game where you're trying to get 3 columns of ascending or descending cards, depending on which cards you get as you're getting them from your draft pool. So at the start of the game, each player is going to have 3 cards in their hand, and they will continue to have 3 cards in their hand. But what's going to happen is they're going to play 1 card between 2 of the numbers in the 6 cards that are face up in the draft pool, take that card and add it to one of their columns, and then either have it be ascending or descending based on if the number is higher in that column or lower in that column, and then they'll draft another card. So they'll still have 3 cards in their hand, and you keep playing until you run out of cards, and then you add up the points in your columns. And you're going to multiply the number of cards in that column by the color with the most cards in that column. So for example, this was my only column right here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, but then I also have 4 of the green cards. So I'd get 16 points from this column, and you'd have 3 columns. As you're playing the game, you may get to a dead end where you can't play any card anywhere, in which case you have to get rid of one of your columns, turn it face down, and then those cards are 1 point each. So you can get points that way, but you may end up losing that multiplier. So you have to really think about which cards you're going after and making sure that you can fit them in one of your ascending or descending columns. And I really enjoyed this game. I think it's a fun game to play. I think explaining it sounds like it should be easy, but then really making it clear in people's heads, like, all right, you're playing it in between them. If you get to the end, like, so if we're playing a 3-player game and the highest card is 78, and then the next card here, so if you had these 2 on the draft pool, you would play a card in between these if it was 76, 77, 78, or if it was 1 or 2, you'd still play it between these. So you got to think about that circle around logic, and then also thinking about, all right, play your first card, but then the next card you play is going to determine if it's ascending or descending. So you don't decide on the first card, it's the second card. So when you're going to get that second card, make sure you know, okay, if you get that and play it there, you're determining if it's going up or down. So think about that.
When you're learning the rules, you're like, okay, colors are multipliers, either numbers going up, numbers going down, should be easy. However, I felt like when, the first couple rounds as I'm playing this, it's like that exercise where they say, tell me what the color is, but the color would be purple, but it spells out black. And so you're like, oh, black, purple. No, I felt that because I was like, oh, cool. I got this is green. So my mind just always fixated on green on one of my columns. And I'm like, no, I could easily just grab the next number down that's a different color, and then I'll go for another green after that. So it took me a couple rounds to get my mind in that mode of thinking. But for the most part, I was like, this is my green column, this is my red column, this is my blue column. And then, when it messed up, I was like, oh, sacrifice, throw it back, take it back.
To highlight what he's talking about, for example, going back to this example, is you have 66, 60, 42, and 36. You'd be like, oh, well, that's good. It's all the same color. It's 4 times 4, you get 16. However, as you were doing this, if you had actually somewhere in there been able to fit a couple other things in here, so if you had a 50 in there, so it's still descending, even though it's not the same color, you can still add more cards to it, but now you have another one. So now it's 4 times 5. So now it's 20 points instead of 16 points.
So that's just kind of like one level or one layer of the game, right? You're playing your own hand right now, but obviously you can see everyone else's. So I wasn't too focused on what they were doing, right? Had I been, I could have been like, oh, he's going for a lot of blues over there. Like, if I can't do anything, maybe I can somehow grab a blue that might be important to him. So you can kind of keep an eye on the other players too and somewhat affect their game.
I don't think there's time.
Yeah, that's true too.
I don't think that's a good strategy whatsoever. You're so limited, and it's so important that you get the numbers you need. If there's really nothing else you can do, you're going to end up having to get rid of a column or something anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, then I guess go after a blue if you think that might help. But really, this is kind of a solitaire game that you're playing with other people. You can see what other people are doing, but I don't think that there's going to be much that you can do to really affect them.
It was probably really thought out. It's probably multiple play testing, but I really like how you get 3 elevators. I feel like 2, elevators are columns that you can make. I feel like 2 would be just too unforgiving. It'd be like, 1 has to be perfect and the other one's kind of like your throwaway, right? Whereas you have 3, it's like, all right, 1 you want to try and be perfect, you'll never get rid of. The second one, yeah, go for that and, as best you can. And the third one, that will probably be your trash one. But if you can do it so that all three are worked out perfectly, that's great. 4, too forgiving. I don't think so. I think 3 was the perfect number of columns to be working on.
I like the theming mixed with the mechanics. I like the mechanics of the game. It's a fun, easy card game to play, but you're just putting numbers up and down. You could have done any theme almost. However, I do feel like the elevator theme is fun because you're going up or you're going down. And as Lee pointed out in our unboxing video, the cards at the bottom have the elevator doors closed, and then the cards as you're going up slowly open more and more and more, so that the bigger numbers have the elevator open all the way. So I do like the theming. It feels like you're going up. I'm going up in the elevator, or I'm going down in the elevator. I think it's a good mix of theming and mechanics. Even though it's a simple card game, it didn't require that much theming. I still like that it kind of works. What did you not like about it?
It's a part of the game, it's how it's played, but I think I caught myself a lot of times like, ooh, I'm gonna grab this really good card and hold on to it. And I'm holding on to it, I'm like, wait a minute. I can't play this. I'm gonna have to put this back down. So like, at some point the cards in your hand, you're not gonna be able to play them here. You have to play them here, and you're playing what's like drawn from here. So you could be holding 2 good cards, but you may never ever get to play it unless it's the very end. Well, no, even if it is the very end, right?
It's the end.
Yeah, it's the very end. So you just be holding on to that the whole time. But yeah, I was just like,
He's talking about the card you draw, not the card you pick up. The card you pick up, you have to play immediately into one of your columns.
Yeah.
But then after you do that, then you draw, so you have 3 in your hand. So he's saying that if he draws a card and he thinks it's a really good card, he's got to remember that you don't play that card in your hand, you put it down, and then hopefully no one else will take it, and then you can... The thing I didn't like about this game, and it's not really like that huge of a dislike, but when you're teaching it, and you're starting to play and you're playing with people and they draw their cards and they play one and they're like, oh, where am I looking? It's like, it's the beginning of the game. You will probably have to get rid of one of your columns at least one time. It's like, get some cards and like play. Like you don't have to, we have to play till all of these run out. Don't sit there staring at the cards thinking, what should I do? What should I do? Like, don't get that analysis paralysis at the beginning of the game. Trust me, you have to play. Eventually, as people play, they're like, oh, I see why you said that. And then as the game goes, and then if you play it multiple times, then it goes quicker.
Overall, I had a lot of fun playing this game. I'll play it again. I like just the elevator and going up, going down. You have your 3 columns you're building, and there's a lot of different things to keep track of the colors, the numbers, and just making sure you're trying to get the order right. So it really does engage you, and it's fun that way. And like I hinted earlier, you can kind of see what other people are doing and maybe develop a strategy off that. Maybe not, but I like it. I don't know if it's that like really quick play that I want like right before a more difficult game. So definitely play it again.
Overall, I really enjoy this game and I would buy this game. I like the thought process you have to think about as you place your numbers and trying to match them with the colors. I like the theming, even though it didn't really require it. I do think it's kind of fun having the ascending, descending, and being about elevators. I do think there are a couple of hurdles for teaching people for the first time. Not that it's super difficult of a game, just there's a couple things where just like, trust me, it's really not that difficult. Play, do these things, and as you're going. But then there are a couple mental things to think about. Oh, I don't need all the same colors. Oh, I don't need to do that. Oh, I can go up and down. Oh, I can do... There's a lot of things. But once everyone knows how to play, I think it'll play quick enough. And that's why I would want this game, so I would buy this game. If I was giving it a score on Board Game Geek, I'd probably give it a 7 overall. I had a lot of fun with it. I don't think it replaces some of my favorite card games, but I think it's right up there. I'd play this pretty often. And that was our quick review of Up or Down.
What'd you think? Will this elevate your game night? Let us know in the comments below.
Once again, we'd like to thank Capstone for giving us a copy so that we could do this quick review video. If you'd like to find out more information or buy a copy, check out the links in our description below. As always, if you're enjoying our content, please like this video and subscribe to our channel.
Until next time, I'm Lee.
And I'm Kenny. Now go party like a board gamer.